everybody, and welcome. I'm Visible Lady of Faith.
And guess who I am? Her husband.
Theo. So today we're going to talk about the Sunday school lesson and what we can learn from the lesson, or what the lesson reminds us, or how the lesson reminds us to, what the lesson reminds us to be or to do, or whatever I'm trying to say.
Now, it's like this. We're trying to speak from how can the scriptures help us today in our mindset, keep our minds spiritually healthy, and keep us healthy as we're dealing with life until we return back to God. Anyway, we want to encourage you, is what we're saying.
Yeah, basically we want to encourage you and to share our perspective of what we can learn from these scriptures, the Sunday school lesson, which is taken from Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, verses 21 through 28.
Yeah, and people sit there and talk about why did we do what we did? Because we have one unique feature that we like, because we've been married going on 47
years.
Yeah, we'd be 47. Yeah, and you have to have the love of God to stay together in this relationship.
Definitely. Because it ain't easy, y'all. It ain't easy. Our first question is, who was Ezekiel? So let me give you a little background of Ezekiel. He was, before he came on the scene. Before Ezekiel came on the scene, Israel was held in exile in Babylonian, because God allowed this to happen to them because of their sins. And what were some of these sins? Some of these sins were idolatry, financial and social and sexual indiscretions, which is a lack of judgment or care in their behavior. They were kind of, I guess, like indifferent. And
let's stop. He said, who was Ezekiel? Because Ezekiel was a major prophet. Major prophet, and just keep things really, really simple. It's a person that is a representative of God. God uses these particular people. He doesn't
prophets.
Uses prophets. Yeah. And the reason, and they are sharing God's words and reveals God's words, to us. Right. Now, I want to be very clear on this. The one thing is we can do personally.
We don't know. I mean, we don't know how God communicated to this person that says they're a prophet. But like my husband said, that a prophet, they share words that they believe God revealed to them. Yeah. And they reveal them to us.
Right. Yes. And Ezekiel's a major prophet, and there's other minor ones. And the simplest way to keep things simple in the video, simple. The ones that has more chapters, more words in it, they're the major ones, and the ones that have less in it, they're minor ones. So we're just going to keep that simple.
Okay. So our next question is, thank you. Our next question is, what does a servant look like? So my perspective of what a servant looks like is a person that is willing, that willingly believes and serves others in any way that they can, be it like providing food, or a listening ear, or taking someone on errands, or just showing kindness.
Okay, so when you say servant, everybody, I'm assuming that everybody's been to a restaurant. When you have a server or a servant or waitress, however you would like to state it, they're the kind, and we know for a fact they didn't spit on our food, they didn't say anything nasty behind our backs. They were very enjoyous, and they put our food on the time, and just took care of us, and
put our food on the time.
On the table, I'm sorry.
On the table, okay. Yeah. On the time.
On the time. Woo! But anyway,
okay.
I'm saying someone, you get the picture. They made sure your experience was very good. If like a shepherd that God uses in the Bible quite a bit, is a shepherd, the one to make sure that you're safe, to make sure you're fed, make sure things are not attacking you, and etc. In other words, your whole life experience is great. That's what a servant of God is. My spirit just said say this, that when people come to church, they're adults, and I don't believe like that Jim Jones thing. Jim Jones thing, where I'm gonna take over your finances and everything, because it's to me that's overbearing. Because the kind of person that I am, I want to make sure you got food on your table and everything. But I'm saying the servant of God, me myself personally, I'll just say the things that I'm not a DL person. I'm not going to have that going. I'm not sleeping with no mistress. I'm not stealing from the funds. And those typical things you think about with a minister, I can't do those. I'm not supposed to do it at all. I'm deceitful. I cannot be a representative of God doing those type of things. That's on the surface.
Right.
But other little things underneath, even if I'm bullying my wife behind closed doors, I'm sitting here just giving my kids a headache and everything. But also at the same time, I cannot be, oh, I'm your friend. Can you have this? Yes. Can you have this? Yes. Can you have it? Being a yes person to the people. I have to say no because I have to keep the congregation safe. That's a good servant.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So we're going to get into our next question is, what can we learn from this scripture? So what I did, I read the scripture and then I think about what can we learn from this that we can apply to our everyday lives, or what does it look like? So when I was reading the scripture, Ezekiel 37 chapter, I would read and then I come up with this thought. And it's like we may be in a situation for a long time that we want to be rescued from or relieved, and we wonder, will things ever get better? Just like the Israelites were probably wondering that when they were in Babylonian exile. We've been over here so long. Will things ever get better? The situation can cause anxiety or make us nervous or feel stressed about our situation.
Mm-hmm. But see, here's the thing. This passage, he's a prophet, and the very confusing thing, and I'm saying it's confusing from the thing is that I've taught at colleges. I've also been students at colleges because I have my degree, being a father and a husband. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this here saying what's coming out of my mouth. You need to research it and be sure that you understand what I'm about to say. Because when Ezekiel was talking about something in the future, we're in the present right now, okay? Ezekiel and David that was mentioned here, they were in the past. But what Ezekiel was talking about was in the future. Now we say, if you're paying attention and you read the scriptures, you see that David, we're talking about David in the future. We're talking about Jacob in the future. So what is it?
Sounds confusing to me.
Yeah, it sounds like they'll be raising them from the dead, right?
Oh, I don't know.
No, that's what it sounds like. But see, no.
I just focused on.
No. See, yeah. And you focused on what made sense to you.
Right.
Okay. And I'm speaking to my wife right now. Just disengage it. I mean,
I'll speak to the people.
No. We. No,
people too.
No, I'm saying is because I want you to, we want to talk about why it was confusing when we sitting here reading it, and the reason why we want to do it, we want to encourage you. It's not.
I'll leave your comments in the comment section.
Yeah.
Of your perspective of how you understand this scripture, Ezekiel the 37th chapter.
Yeah, and see, and what it is between me and my wife is, I disagree with some of the things, but when we talk about it, she slowly starts to get it, and she has taught me things. I said, oh, I didn't think of it that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. So we should be sharing because we can get stronger together by helping in our researches that we can pass the information back and forth. But anyway, mm-hmm. David, this is the way you have to look at it. This is the way I'm going to explain it. God is love. Stop putting hands and feet on and what have you, God. I've heard a lot of stuff, and I don't even want to talk about those celebrities and stuff like that. Only thing I'm saying is there's not enough love in this world. There's not enough mercy. There's not enough grace, mm-hmm. and not enough patience to sit down and listen to someone. And when you listen to it, process it before you go back with a stupid answer. Okay? You should go back and with
or
love.
An answer, period.
Yeah.
It don't have to be a stupid answer. Just
No. I call it stupid for the reason is
people process it or think about it.
People want to be quick back in the response. What are we in a hurry for? We got time to sit and process it. And then over time, you'll get stronger and stronger and faster and faster. Now, I want to say this, and then I want you to finish that up, okay?
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because these points you want to make, it comes from the fact is that the essence of God is love. And David was a man after God's own heart. So his essence is coming back, and he's going to reign over Israel. Because right now, the Jewish people are spread out all over the planet right now. They're in every country. And according to the scriptures, he's going to bring them back under one nation. Because if we look in the Bible, he took their home, their roots of the Israelites came out of Egypt. Okay? And when they came out of Egypt, they were a great nation then. And then the 12 tribes, they split. They were splitting because King David reigned over all of the Israelites. And he was the man after going on. It was only 3 kings, Saul, David, and Solomon, right? So then,
I think so.
and the point is, and I'll come to the conclusion right now, because David was a man after God's own heart, and he was the person that did right by God. And that's why he's going to be the king in the future. And Jacob and all them, they did what God wanted. So hard. I tried to be like David, do the right thing while I'm here.
And that's a whole new video or story right there. Knowing when God is speaking to you. But moving right along.
Yeah.
Okay, we may be at a place where we're feeling insecure and don't have confidence to do what we would like to do. Just like back to the Israel in Babylon exile. Okay.
Yeah.
They may have felt doubts in the existence of God because of the condition they were in.
Well, look at here. They're spread all over the world. And he said, did God deceive us? They left us. Why are we scattered all over the place? Right now, I look at it as they're learning a lot of stuff they need to know when he brings them back together.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So, as far as the condition of the world, I know a lot of people say, well, not a lot. I don't know a lot of people say, but
Can't speak for everybody.
I can't speak for everything. I can just speak for me.
Yep.
So there's corruption and deceitfulness, lying, stealing, cheating, discrimination, etc. in the world. But I want to say I was talking to a friend the other day, and that's just made me think about, even though all this bad stuff is going on in the world, it's like I can equate that with a basket of apples. All the apples in the basket are not good, right? You have a few bad apples in the basket. So you discard those bad apples, and you still have a good basket of good apples. So the world,
one bad apple doesn't spoil the
right?
whole.
The world is, I believe God's creation is beautiful, and there's beautiful people and kind people and loving people. So try not to let those bad apples,
don't be the bad apple.
Depress. Yeah, and I don't want to be one of those bad apples either. I don't want them to depress me or stress me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust God.
Right. So as believers, we should have confidence in believing and knowing that God is here for us, no matter what our journey looks like.
Well, see, the thing is, when I say our journey looks like, what helps with the wife and I, we've been going on 47 years, and we can lean on each other. And so when she has a bad day, then it's my turn.
I'm sorry, somebody have an attitude.
Come on.
He hasn't done anything to me.
Come on. No, it's
but,
not.
It happens. It happens. I'm only human.
No. I'm saying it's not always she's the one that has a bad day, because I can have bad days.
Right.
Okay, and we're supposed to encourage one another.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why we sit here and laugh about it, because we've been on other podcasts. Our children are talking about marriage. And it's one thing is that you have to say, it takes work.
Yeah, it does take work.
Yeah.
And
faith without works is dead.
Right. So at the end of the day, the Creator wants us to love Him and to love others and to respect Him and be grateful and appreciate all of our blessings.
When he say, that's always had a problem. When he said the Creator wants us to love Him. Okay. I'm trying to make this real short, because God is love.
Right, God is love.
It's not a matter. I love love, don't you?
Yeah, I love love. Yes, yeah. I love love.
That's who God is.
Yes.
When they say what a God looks like, He looks like love in this world.
He looks like love.
When I saw these little videos where I saw these, it was like 3 or 4 black young men. They played basketball, and they saw this older white woman, and I had to clarify this that, and they just asked her to go over and have eat lunch or whatever in the world they were eating at the time. And she said yes. Now it's a ritual with them. Because they sat and they talked. And look what the benefit. You have the benefit of a white woman sharing what she was exposed to in her life to these black young kids. And I've seen movies where there's white folks that took interest in the kids. That's the kind of love that I would like to see in the world. People working together instead of here fighting and throwing propaganda and saying, demonizing this race and demonizing this person. Because if this country ends in a civil war, it's not like one has the gray uniform on and the blue. And there's plenty of good black people, and there's plenty of good white and Asian and everything.
Okay. You done?
No. You done?
You done? I'm done. So thank you for watching. So the point of our discussion, the Sunday school lesson like that, is to inspire or motivate or encourage. So if we said something that you can relate to or you have a different perspective, just leave a comment in the comment section below.
No. Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Okay. Because basically the whole thing that in the Sunday school lesson, you got to look at it. That God loved the Israelites. He has a purpose for them. Even though you can see they were serving idol gods. And he said he's going to cleanse them of that. He's going to set things straight in their mind and let them know, I didn't abandon you. What you learned, you bring that back. There's a lot of love and everything. And people in their lives, I've been raised by a single woman. But no, pay attention what God sends to you in your life. That's an encouraging thing. Stop trying to look at the scripture black and white. It's just a lot of life lessons in there.
There are a lot of, even if you don't believe in the Bible or God, there are like valuable lessons to learn from it.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, because you're going to see people with their mistakes, and it pointed out in the scripture. You're going to see that. Just look for mistakes in the Bible that people made, and it doesn't match up with yours. Yeah, God forgave them because God's forgiven them and bringing the Israelites back and putting them in His good grace. I'm done.
Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.